This is the second episode of
5 Hours of Sleep. And we got that Get Reelisms book. GetReelisms.com, you guys. Go now.
This is the Get Reelisms podcast.
And this is the Get Reelisms podcast. Okay, you guys. Welcome to the Get Reelisms podcast. Instagram, Zoom, Facebook. Hi, guys. We're doing this live. I'm Adam Chase Rennie.
And I'm Christine Chen.
Okay, we're doing this, you guys, and we're live.
We're going live.
We're live on Instagram, Facebook.
Live.
It took us about like half an hour to get this right, but we are here now, you guys. So welcome. So in the first episode, we dived a little bit about the short films, but this episode we're going to dive even deeper on the short films. But we also talked about just perspective of just being in quarantine and how you're getting yourself busy and keeping time. And this is season 2, Shelter in Place. So we are talking about how we all can get creative during this really strange time that we're living in right now. I can say it for myself. It's been months since I've had a job, and it feels like I'm just a couch potato. I'm like about to be a level 10 couch potato.
How's that different from how you usually are?
Well, how it's different now is that I'm not getting bothered by Christine at like 1 a.m. saying, hey, can you be on set in like 6 hours? Do you have a car? I know you do. Can you pick up 3 people? Okay, thanks. I'll see you on set. Bye. I'm like, all right. Hey, can you come to Shreveport? Yep, absolutely. Okay, we're leaving tomorrow. Hang on, what? I'm kidding. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, it's fun working with you, Christine. Especially how you drop news is like the worst. You drop news worse than my parents. You guys are like, you're just like, here's the situation. Now we have to fix this, and you're part of it. So let's go.
I get to the point. I cut to the chase.
To the point, and that's why I respect you, because I don't like anyone beating around the bush.
Around bushes. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're just gonna be like coming in strong and hard. Just be like, hey,
here's the problem. Fix it now.
Yeah, we're gonna be living in a shack. I
know. I do it. It's really bad. Jason and Kelly, who are creators of Get Reelisms, know this. I've been regulated to only bring up issues in meetings, because I would message them at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Just bothering
several times, being like, hey, I have another idea.
Yeah, hey,
what
guys.
if this? Yeah. And then and I expect an answer like right then.
Yeah. When maybe 50% are probably asleep. Either one of them are asleep.
I was like sleeping or in bed. Yeah. Right? I was like, yeah, but it was a great idea.
But we just heard this weird ding in the middle of their sleep.
Yeah, so that's my style.
Yeah.
Constant, too much communication.
So we talked briefly about fun employment, but we are doing we're going back through season 1 and posting it on audio only, all of our uncut episodes, and we're just rebranding it. So for those of you who don't know what's going on, they Get Reelisms podcast in the audio version will have original old podcast that we did like less than a year ago, I want to say, talking about fun employment, which is Christine Chen's first feature. She wrote, directed, produced, edited, DP'd, gaffed, PA, first AD, second AD, all the ADs. And we talked all about that, and also the crew who are part of that process as well. So each week we're going to be releasing a new episode of
on
season 1
on
Monday.
Sunday at midnight, so it is Monday, but
Sunday midnight, Central Standard Time.
Yes.
And we're releasing it then. So yeah, I think that's about it. So we can go ahead and get started with.
And I guess the purpose, we wanted to do this because we are like grassroots independent filmmaking.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
So nobody, when we made this book, it was because like most of the people that I've worked with, we all started from the very, very bottom where everybody did every single job. So, you know, it's funny because we're starting to get trolls and stuff, which it's really fun. And they always say, oh, well, like PAs don't touch grip equipment and PAs don't touch C-scans. And I'm like, what sets are you on? I was every set I've been on, you have to do everything. And so that grassroots, no budget, no resources filmmaking is what we're talking about, and kind of just trips, tips, anything, because we love films and we miss our film set. And and I have no friends except Adam. This is the only way I can get him to hang out with me. So
yeah. And by the way, like how we discuss film is definitely like a love-hate relationship. It's like an abusive, like, significant other.
hey, it's bad. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But I'm talking about, like, it's something we come back to every single day, no matter what. And regardless if we don't like it, we still love it. We love it every single day, and we cherish it nonstop. And when you're on an independent film set, you help out in every which way you possibly can. Like my very first set with Christine, and she assigned me as PA, and like my job was to just understand each and every department. Like that was my education. Like I signed up for a vocational school that literally provided me with all of that, and Christine not only provided me with that and then some. So yeah, it's the love of filmmaking is definitely something that, you know, we not a lot of people probably understand, but we understand and we love it. And just like any creative art form, whether it's music, writing, whatever it is, it's something that is shared, that is countless from time and time again, and we share that passion amongst each other all the time. And we get inspired by that creativity regardless. We'll listen to a music album, we'll read a comic book, we'll play a video game in my case, or Christine, you know, woke up at 2 a.m. on Facebook with her phone on her face, getting inspired for another idea.
Yeah. So yeah, this is in the spirit of independent filmmaking, and all the sacrifices that you have to make a movie work with no resources. So cool. Well,
and we love it.
I will stop taking over.
Mm-hmm.
Please, what do you want to talk about?
Now I want to talk about your first short film that you've done, which was
A Bird's Nest.
A Bird's Nest. Thought so. Okay. I put it, I'll be question mark or Bird's Nest question mark. So I wasn't sure.
Yes. So, okay. A Bird's Nest was the film. I actually shot it while I was in post for Fun Employment.
Right.
Because I was.
And what year was that? So you shot Fun Employment in 2010? No.
13.
2013. Okay.
No, yes, 2013. Yeah. So I was still like shooting stuff for Fun Employment. But the thing with the feature is that there is no immediate gratification. So you shoot it and it will take like a year or 2 or 3 to release anything. And so while you're feeling like a failure, the great thing to do is to shoot something else so that you don't feel like a failure.
Yeah. Move on to the next thing. Yeah.
Move on to the next thing. And so that's essentially what I did. I was in post and getting basically just depressed because I thought I was the worst filmmaker ever while I was editing this feature. My lead actor, Adam Duncan, told me about a festival called the Louisiana Film Prize, now called the Prize Fest, in Shreveport, Louisiana. And the
wonderful film fest too.
It's so the rules are you have to shoot in Shreveport, Louisiana, but the top prize is $50,000, which is like holy shit. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what we're gonna shoot, but we're gonna go. I was like, I don't care if it's like I just write something really quick and we go, like we're going. So A Bird's Nest was a story that my childhood friend had wrote in high school, actually, as a short story. And it was so dark and effed up that that's how much I could remember it. I mean, this is like, think of it, graduate, I had gone through undergrad, I had gone through grad school, and I still remembered that short story because it was so messed up.
Yeah.
And so I thought about it, and I had seen, so, they always tell you for actors, if you audition, even if you know you don't fit the role, you should just audition. They're absolutely correct, because you never know when somebody is going to remember you. Or whatnot. So I get inspiration from multiple sources, and it could literally be a film that I watched 10 years ago or whatever. And in this case, I had seen a film that my lead actor Deke Garner was in, and I loved his performance. And I also remembered that I worked on a set that he was background in, and I thought, this kid is so mature and so good. He was like 3 at that time. I was like, I wonder what he's up to these days. And so the film is by Kat Candler, also a very, 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 very good film. Yeah, I asked him just randomly. I do this a lot where I'll like find people on Facebook and without any qualms just message people, because the worst they can do is say no. I do this all the time when I'm looking for actors. I'll just see somebody in the street and I'll be like, hey, do you want to be in a movie?
Wait, do you really do that? Did you really? You didn't just like holler at people on the street and just be like, yeah. Right.
Was one of those people. I'd seen it in films, and I'm trying to look up
I don't mean to interrupt you, Christine. Yeah, you're
yeah.
The last, I'm so sorry. That was like the last like 3 minutes.
It's okay. I'm back.
Okay.
My
sorry guys. Technical difficulties.
My internet is really bad. So okay, so anyway.
All good. We're back.
I saw him in the film called Hellion. So that's the title, Hellion by Kat Candler.
Yes.
And I wanted to see what he was up to, and so I messaged him on Facebook and said, hey, are you still acting? He said yes. I was like, great, because I have something that I'm going to write for you. So that's how memorable his performances were, that I had the absolute confidence, without an audition or anything, that he would be able to take whatever I wrote and he would be able to deliver. I'm pretty good when it comes to casting in that way. And so I took my friend's short and I adapted it into a script. And we just went for it. And we shot it in the woods in Shreveport, Louisiana. I had never shot in the woods before. I'd never shot in the rain before. I'd never shot anywhere outside of Texas before. So that was a new thing for me. There's old pictures of us where, I wish I could find it, where you can see that all of our equipment fit into Adam Duncan's
repost
Prius.
It on Get Reelisms page. Or it's like BTS.
Yeah, on Adam Duncan's, basically his Prius. All of our equipment, like grip equipment, lighting equipment, everything.
Oh, wow.
And you know how big a Prius is? It's not very big.
Yeah, it's not huge. Wow.
And that's what we worked with. Like, we just made it work. And so from there, we did our auditions. I do a lot of auditions via just call-ins, so video conferencing type thing. And we found our little girl, and she was awesome. So what was really cool was that Gracie Grenier is her name. It was her first or second time acting, and she's a little kid. She doesn't know. And she was like, hey, can I use my dog as a prop? And we're like, yes, totally. And they both got casted, which is pretty great. Yeah, so because in the film, it calls for an animal. And yeah, her dog got casted because her dog got used as a prop. And I would say it was made for like maybe $3,000, if that.
Really?
It was for food. Yeah,
That was
mainly for
mostly it. Yeah. Wow.
And we did rent a Kessler crane from our friend Ase. Gas, that's what we paid for. Some makeup stuff, we paid for that.
Wow.
But yeah, it was, I mean, it was really just food and feeding people. And we had a crew of like 6 people. I mean, it was very, very, very tiny. It's cool though, because now I'm working with all these really much bigger crews and stuff, and there's a romantic aspect of having a small, tiny crew that you get to know really well, and it's almost like you get your friends together to shoot something, you know. And so
it's summer camp.
yes, film summer camp. So yeah, A Bird's Nest was super special. We did get into top 20. We ended up getting top 5 of the film. It was my first film festival ever. I had never really entered into film festivals prior to that. And so we were so excited. We got into Hollyshorts. We got into some pretty decent film festivals. And I think whenever you make your first film and it's your first festival run, it is unbelievably exciting. It's so cool to be able to watch your stuff with an audience and see how they
their
react.
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I would get questions a lot about like, how did you get in such a dark mindset to make this film? And I was like, damn, I didn't know it was so twisted and messed up.
Well,
like,
I mean, that's kind of like the beauty of it. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Alex Walker was the DP on it. We shot on a Red Scarlet, which shut down. The Red Scarlet at that time in 2014 was a great camera, but it had its quirks and it would overheat all the time. And so it would just shut down especially in the Louisiana, deep in the forest. I forgot when we shot this. It was hot, really hot. And it was shut down like every 10 minutes. It was great. We ended up having to put an ice pack on the top of it to keep it from shutting down and everything. So,
right.
But yeah, what else was interesting about that one? One of my favorite shots in the film was an accident.
I was gonna say we do have a Facebook comment question.
Oh, okay.
Suggesting what is your favorite scene to direct.
Okay, in that particular film,
Yes.
there were 2 cool moments. One of them was a complete accident, and it wasn't because it was my favorite to direct. It was so serendipitous. So we shot the film in Adam Duncan, the lead actor's mom's house. And outside her porch area, there was a bird's nest. And granted, we hadn't named our film, like we had already named our film A Bird's Nest. So we didn't name it because we saw that nest. It was just there. So it was almost like a sign from whoever blessing our film.
A universal sign, yeah.
With this bird's nest. And we basically were like, we're going to shoot it and I'll figure out where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't in the script at all. But we used it because where are you going to get 4 adorable birds?
Like, what was the moment? Like, was it while you were rehearsing something, or like you were just messing around with the camera? Or like, what was that moment?
It was
or were you guys like, it was stuck in a rut and you needed like something?
No, not at all. So when we showed up on set, because we showed up like 2 days ahead to like prepare everything, make sure things were good. His mom showed us and we saw the birds in there, and I was like, holy shit, like we need to put this in the film somehow. Like, I know it's not written in there, but like I can make it work because this is too perfect. So then I wrote it in. and we shot it and everything. So that wasn't like a directing moment. That was just more of a like life working perfectly somehow, which never happens on a film set.
Mm-hmm.
It rarely happens, and we capture that moment. But my favorite scene that we directed was an accident as well. And there's a shot in the film where Deke, the lead actor, David, aka David, runs into the forest. This was shot because we had this was shot very poor man style. We had a hatchback, I believe it was Adam's car, opened in the back. And we all sat in the back open. So it's not very safe whatsoever, but we were all kind of like holding on each other and stuff. The camera was strapped. And Adam was driving, and we were supposed to basically, he's running towards the camera. And as he's running, we're supposed to kind of like follow him. Well, what happened was Adam missed his turn. And so he kept going, and coincidentally what happened was this amazing tracking shot that went to a giant wide of the whole forest of him running into the forest.
That's right. Yeah.
That was
an amazing shot.
Mind-blowing. And so we did it a second time. It looked like a
painting. Yeah.
Yeah. We did recreate it, and I believe the take we did.
Really?
Yes.
You did the exact same thing again.
Yeah, because we loved it.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, that was great. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
And so we recreated, and I believe we did use the second take of the recreated. So it wasn't the first mistake, but I can't remember though.
Mm-hmm.
But it was such a magical moment. Such a magical moment.
So I feel like we should take a moment to shout out a listener on the podcast.
Okay.
She commented, I think it was like 5-10 minutes ago. Serenity Autumn says, "Hi Christine, just want to say it was an honor to watch you work on the set of Man on the Tower film.
Oh.
It was my first time helping with sound for film. Parentheses, I work in music mixing / live performance." Right on, Serenity. Hell yeah.
Thank you, Serenity. It was so fun. Yeah, Man on the Tower was a great film.
And she went on to say, "And I was glad to see so many amazing females on the set doing such an amazing job. Love the podcast." Oh, thanks, Serenity.
Yay!
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a big voucher for women in film. I feel like it takes, the bottom up, but it has to go both ways to keep bringing people who are equally qualified to come on set that are women. And so you'll see any set that I'm on, a lot of my core crew are women and everything. Not to like diss men or anything, because there's plenty of men that I love working with. But like, it is unfortunate that.
Too bad all of them are stupid. I'm kidding.
No.
Not all of them.
No. It's just
only me.
As many opportunities, and women do get overlooked.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I love bringing women on set, and girl tribe.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Serenity. Yeah, that was interesting listening to you talk about Bird's Nest, especially that the title of the film is sort of an impromptu shot that happened, organically on set without you even looking forward to it.
No.
Which was fascinating. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot, and I enjoyed watching the short film. It was beautifully shot. Alex did a fantastic job. You did a better job. I'm kidding. No, you. The whole crew did a fantastic job. Christine.
Yeah, considering like we were Googling things. That's how green we were. I was Googling how to not get electrocuted in the rain.
Yeah. Yeah, how to not get cooked while outside.
I literally Googled that, and we figured out, we had to go buy like GSCIs or something to attach to all the equipment. So
it's a good band.
Yeah, and I don't know this stuff. And then we had to figure out like, oh, should we cover the lights like with aluminum foil? It was we had so many setups that should have made shittyrigs.com. Like,
yeah, we
just made whatever worked. So Adam. And one of the shots, which which one was it? There's a shot where he's in his room. This really beautiful push. Well, that room is on the second floor.
Not to interrupt you, what project you're talking about?
Bird's Nest.
Bird's Nest. Okay.
So in the film, there's a room where there's a push where David the character is in his room.
Okay.
And
right.
The room is on the second floor. And with any big budget set, this wouldn't have been a problem at all. But we had no money. So Adam woke up early, put a ladder up to the second floor from the outside, and duct tape the light to the ladder so that we would have light streaming into the room. That's how DIY and how low budget this film was. Like,
I mean, desperate measures calls for, like.
Hey, nobody knows. It works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's why I always find it funny when people are like, oh, we have to have the kino flow. We have to, yes, those things are great. And like, they definitely make your film look better, but you can definitely make a film without that. And you can use whatever and make it work. Cause in the end, it's how the film actually turns out and looks and how it makes people feel than like what brand of equipment you use,
Right.
So there's just a lot of like gun-ho people who are like, we only use this brand, I just don't believe in it just because I didn't come from money. I never, and I had to make my way and make my money. For every film, for the most part, has been funded by me or very gracious friends. So we're all credited on the things. So
you seem like the type of person, Christine, that is almost like there's no excuse. Like when you are shooting on something that is creative, like a Bird's Nest or Fun Employment or any of the short films you shot, like the problem should never be, well, we couldn't do this because of money, and we couldn't do X because we just didn't have the time but just get the time, and you can do it without X, Y, and Z. You can do it by this way or that way.
Yeah.
You never find that even if it's impossible, it's just possible, just enough possible for you, Christine.
Yeah.
So,
I really believe that. I think that creative problem solving is the way to go. I didn't, and I'm grateful to an extent that I didn't have a shit ton of money where I could just throw money at a problem, because oftentimes films turn out better because you were working around a problem that actually becomes a positive, So, I mean, not to always keep going back to Fun Employment, but like Fun Employment, we lost our location 2 or 3 days into shooting. That was a huge main location, which is the house that they all live in, that we lost it within like 2 days because normal people who are not film people don't understand that when you film, you have to shut off the AC, which it was in the summer. So I don't blame them. They can't make any noise in their own house. They can't do anything without being yelled at. So so the location got pulled. But that was a blessing because we worked around it creatively and ended up shooting at other core locations that made the film better,
Yeah.
So.
And it works out when you have no time and no money to do something. And that's kind of like what well, it sounds like I'm discrediting them, but I'm not. It's a charming and awesome film festival, but the Louisiana Film Prize like kind of makes it where it's like you only have this amount of time and this amount of money to shoot whatever you can and do it in that specific amount of time and make it good.
Go rewind. They don't limit what your budget is, which
they don't? Okay.
Yeah, they don't, which sucks. I feel like they should give everybody even playing ground. So you definitely see films in there that had money. But the thing is, like, in the end, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's the story that matters. And you can tell. There are films in there that win because people connected with the story that were made with, you could tell, not, like, the lighting was off and everything, but the story was good. And there were films in there that look amazing, but didn't get in because people didn't connect with the story. So it is always the story.
I see. Yeah. My bad. Let me redact that.
It's okay.
My bad sentence.
It's all good.
It's always fascinating because like working with you and doing some of these sets, like it's we'd be like down to like the 12th or 13th hour. you know, and we will still get so much shit done with no time whatsoever. But of course, that's like the help of everyone on the crew as well. But I think that fundamental difference of what you just said, it was like, it was probably better that you didn't have a higher budget, because you're working with people who probably won't connect your passion with them. But luckily you had people who you work with still to this day all the time,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Somehow they're still here. I don't know why.
Well, I guess, well, it's not out of like, you know, yeah, what I think it's out of just pure passion, right? Like it has to be for the passion and the love of filmmaking. Otherwise it just wouldn't, you know. So I think, yeah, you're right. It's even, it doesn't matter how big the budget is, as long as you have that passion and you want to tell
Like
your story the way you want to tell it.
And a good story. Yes.
Good story. That's all. It just make a good story. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so I'm gonna ask. I have a list of questions. I shared it with you, but I don't know if you got it. But
No.
okay, I am going to just read them out loud.
Oh, you mean the one in the doc? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes. I know.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, because there's a bunch of them.
I'm sorry.
So,
yes.
So okay, the first question was from Peyton. So Payt, Peyton Brewer, basically. She asked,
Brewer.
Yep. She asked, all things pre-production. How do you build a shot list that is clear and effective? So I've gone through multiple ways of doing it. So I'm a terrible drawer. How I draw, you'll see my
That's
a
not
bird's
true,
nest.
guys. I saw some of her drawings. That's not true.
Very bad. They're like little stick drawings, and only I understand them. I wish I had pictures of them. I do somewhere. I just need to. And I started doing that. Another thing that I also did was, if I have access to a location, I'll often do photo storyboards. So I'll bring like a friend, who, and they will come and like, I'll be like, hey, sit in like this, and then I'll take a photo of how I feel I want the thing framed with them in it as the stand-in, basically. I know a lot of directors.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, I love Excel spreadsheets. So I, in excruciating detail, will write out each of these shots in Excel spreadsheet. And then because I have an AD brain, I will order it in what I think is the most effective order of how we should shoot it, basically. Yes. And then on top of that, I just added, I started, in Root, for example, I did have a storyboard. First time had a storyboard artist. Well, it's not true, like, because Kelly would sometimes storyboard for me as well, because she actually can draw. And so I have that as well, and I will organize it in like a giant binder, basically. Yeah, that's how I do a clear. I find that drawings or anything that's visual is better than like a word description, because what I see in my head can be very different from how I describe it. And so it was very helpful on set when I was trying to describe something and DP has no clue, and I just point to the picture. I'm like, this.
Yeah, it's hard to articulate something verbally or even on a script, like to just articulate exactly how you picture it in your head. It is hard to do. So storyboards are like blueprints in a way, right?
Yeah, totally. Storyboards, and the more I keep saying, the more experience I have, the more I prepare for it. It used to be like I don't do anything, and then now I like, fun employment, case in point. And then now everything is like completely planned out, storyboarded out, and everything. And I redo and add more stuff to that, So
Absolutely.
Okay. The next question was from Calvin O'Neill.
Okay.
So his question is how the virus is affecting the industry and how things may start to reopen. So this is a really interesting question. So I really feel like the power is in the independent filmmaking right now, because we're like a startup. We have small groups, so it's easier to be flexible and move around than big, heavy, large crews. So I really think that it's going to move in that direction where a lot of independent films are going to be made after we start opening up in quarantine. It's just we are able to take. It's easier to manage 10 people than it is to manage 100 people. You know, so and there's going to be and the great thing is they're going to be probably mid-sized budgets, lower budgets, because they're also less risk for studios and stuff to take on. And I really think, and there's a lot more proof now that low budget indie films can be successful. So that's my thought process.
Absolutely.
Is that that's what's going to happen.
So go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say that I had a thought and I didn't even write it down. Never mind. Continue.
Okay. Cool. Let me. Sorry, I just realized that was on. Okay, so the next thing I have is the question from Penguins on Holiday. How to build social networks when quarantined. So I've done this, and it's great. Start groups on like Facebook, on things like that. For example, I started a writing group called Quarantine Chronicles.
I did a page for the Quarantine Chronicles.
Yeah, so basically what it is I started one page, and then that page was passed on to another writer, and then that page was added on to another writer. So it's like telephone, but with a script. And we're on page 51 right now, it's pretty great, and it's been fun.
It's fun.
I've met other people that I otherwise wouldn't have met. So just because they wanted to contribute to the script, and you got to tag each other and stuff. So that's one thing. I'm in a writers club right now that my friend Camille Schmaltz started, and she did this awesome thing to keep us all kind of to give us each other, what do you call it? Dependability? No, accountability. Accountability.
Yeah.
So she did an event where we worked through the beat sheet of Blake Snyder, Save the Cat, a great writing book.
Beat sheet by Blake Snyder, y'all.
We went through, and every single day we had to accomplish a beat, so that for whatever script that you were wanting to write. And that was great because it was accountability. It was like going to class, like, oh shit, I didn't do my beat today. I need to do that before, or everybody, type thing. So I would say that. And there are a lot of organizations right now that are doing a great job with connecting people. So Sundance, bunch of their labs are free right now, and I've joined a few like meetings, and I think even on Learn Filmmaking on Instagram, actually, that's their handle, at Learn Filmmaking. They have a Zoom call on Saturday that I just signed up for, who is the DP of Ozarks. I mean,
oh shit.
You need to go sign up for it. I signed up for it.
Yeah, you will after this.
That's so badass. So there's just all these, it's so rad. So people are being really good about utilizing and giving their time during this hard time for people. So there are plenty of ways to build.
Now is the time more than ever to be creative.
Now is the time because everybody has time.
We have too much time sometimes.
Yeah, we have too much time. So like people use
Sam, I am green eggs and ham.
Yeah. So people that you otherwise may not have been able to have access to now have time to answer your questions. So
absolutely. Next question.
Next question is Roxanne McDaniel. She says, as a director, what is the most important and helpful from the various departments for you? For me, I really like visuals and I like communication. So this varies by director. But for me, I like to be in the know all the time. So I will let you do your thing, but it helps me if you come back and say, hey, I'm working on this scene and, this is what I came up with, or I haven't gotten to it. I'm working on this other thing, or I have no clue where I'm supposed to start. This constant communication and back and forth. Because for me, collaboration is very, very important. And so anytime there's visuals, that helps me, because describing something, what you see and what I see may not link up. So visuals are very good. And I love it when departments do their own breakdown, because it gives me a peace of mind that your department went and tried to find things. And I think being proactive about it is great as well. So I would say that would be the most helpful things for a department is communication, provide visuals for your ideas, and to be proactive about talking to your director and letting them know that you want to collaborate with them.
You guys, this is a free show, by the way. And if y'all ain't taking notes.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
This is Madison, MAD23 ISON at Madison. So she asks, any advice for young filmmakers? Yes, just make stuff. Make lots of stuff. Put it out there. So one, make stuff with whatever you have. Your cell phone. I made a short with my cell phone. It was like a whole thing, but it was fun. Yeah, you can see it on Instagram actually.
Mm-hmm.
So make stuff, and I get it. You're going to be self-conscious, but get over it.
Yeah.
You have to put your stuff out there, because if you don't, nobody will see it and nobody will know that you have talent and that they should hire you. You have to put it out there. And if you don't put it out there, you're not going to get feedback, and feedback makes you grow. Now, feedback, this is what I think a good director and a bad director. Good directors know they don't know everything, and they will take feedback and be happy to get feedback. Bad directors think they know everything, and when they get feedback, they think people are criticizing them when it's not that. So be good about feedback and learn from it and grow from it. So make stuff, put stuff out that's not perfect. Be nice to everyone. Please be nice to everyone. There's no need for attitude on a film set. Like, be nice to everyone, because
we're all in this together. Yeah.
You don't know, like, that PA could be your boss in 2 years. And I mean, I kid you not. I've been on sets where I was a PA and I was their AD next. You know, and I hate.
That's right. We talked about it in the last episode.
You remember the people who weren't nice to you. You remember. Yeah. You don't forget. You remember. So be nice to everyone. And then the next one is, if you commit to anything, unpaid or paid, treated the same. Always put forth your best work. Do your best all the time. Not because, it's unpaid, or I don't give a shit about this project. If you don't give a shit about the project, don't take it, you know? Or like, it's totally okay to, hey, if you had another opportunity to communicate and say, hey, here's the thing. I got a commercial. It's paying me $700 a day, and I'm working for $100 at yours. I will do my best to find you like a replacement or something, but like I need to eat. Like, can we, communicate, but don't half-ass anything. If you're going to half-ass something, just don't take the job. Give it to somebody who actually gives a shit about it. And I've worked with directors who piss away their job, because they're given it, and they show up on set unprepared, haven't even read the script. And I'm like, dude, do you know how many people would kill to do that job? Take it seriously, So yes, advice, take everything that you take. It's your name on it. So put forth your best foot. And my final advice would be build a team. Build a team of people that you trust. They can bounce ideas from. It can be a writer's group. It can be a crew. It can be whatever. But like this industry is about network. It's about who you know, or who knows you, really, or who wants to work with you. So make sure that you build a group of people who are your cheerleaders, who want to work with you, and that you want to work with them and trust. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I got a few more questions. We had a lot of questions. Good job, guys.
I know. Yeah.
Work from home _ boss babe asks, what do you draw inspiration from? So this varies a lot for me depending on where I am in life. Sometimes it is personal. Actually, a lot of times it's personal. I can always find something within myself to put in. I started off, like I said, as a documentary filmmaker. So I also draw a lot of inspiration from the real world outside. And selfishly, I like to kill two birds with one stone. And often it's topics that I want to learn more about, because when I go and write or film something that I don't know anything about, I do a lot of research. I become an expert in it. So I'm an expert in Syrian refugee crisis right now, expert in first responder mental health, and prison reform, because I was interested in that. I wanted to learn more about it, and so that's where I draw a lot of inspiration from. But I think there's like an Instagram quote, like, what you do or say could be used in a script. That's also very me too. I will, if something funny happens or somebody says something, I kid you not, I will sit there and take notes, like on my phone, or somebody says something, like I get inspired by one another and the world, really. All right, the next question, I'm gonna skip these other two really quick because they're they're kind of more personal. Last one.
Yeah.
So I can answer that fast, but critical correction. What's the first film you remember seeing in a movie theater? And it was Beauty and the Beast. So
For real?
I remember too. I can picture the music because the intro song is so beautiful. And I remember sitting in the theater, and that was the first film. And then after that, I think was Bugs Bunny, which was fantastic.
My first theater movie was a Disney movie too. It was Toy Story.
Toy Story, what a good one! That's great. Yeah.
That was a movie that just like ripped a hole in my brain because I never seen animation like that before ever. So the first time I saw it in a movie theater without watching any trailers, nothing. And I was just a kid, and we were just sitting in the middle row, and I just saw this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You can make this? There's people who make this? It's crazy. And,
Man, so I have a new nephew, and I really hope that I'll be the one to take
brand spanking new, fresh from the lot, nephew?
His first film. I'm going to break this news to my brother at some point, but I am determined that I will be the first one to take him to his first movie.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Any other questions?
I'll answer the other two. First one is, what's one exercise you cannot live without? I was saying I really like dancing, and I also like running around on film set. And what other hobbies do you enjoy? I mean, I love anything film, so watching films, talking films.
Walking around on set with ankle weights.
Walking around set with ankle weights. I've done that.
Got to get my cardio in, girl.
Yes. But I also love food. I really love eating a lot. And I do. Yes. I love watching food shows.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Much.
And that's why you cook.
I love food shows. So Chef's Table is a fantastic documentary, everybody. You should watch that. So is Ugly. I've watched pretty much any food thing on Netflix. What other hobbies do I enjoy? I like to travel when I get a chance to. And you know what? I really like camping. But I like camping with specific people. Like I have two friends, Christine and Darren. I love camping with them because when I go camping with them, it's like a whole thing. Like they bring up their blow up mattress to go camping, and they plan out this whole menu, and like it's a whole thing. Great, yeah. It's glamping at its best.
Oh,
yeah.
Glamour camping, I like it.
Yeah.
So have you been outside since the last time we talked? Like, are you?
I have.
Okay.
I run.
I run around.
Mm-hmm. I have to. I've taken so many walks.
Same.
I have to. Oh,
yeah.
Physical activity.
No,
helps
we all have to be outside. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. Physical activity is great for processing your brain stuff and thinking about your script. Anytime I have a writer's block of some sort, I just take a walk, and usually somehow that helps to solve it. Yeah.
Just giving yourself a break for 5 minutes can make all the difference. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing for quarantine that, like, I guess tips, or how have you been able to stay sane?
I've been just I've been living like a real couch potato life for the last few weeks for sure. But I've been doing some more creative things lately. Like, you know, I just still writing my script, and I'm storyboarding. With talk about
good.
visuals. I'm starting to draw again, because back when I saw Toy Story in the movie theater, I thought if I wanted to get into movies and good movies like Toy Story, I needed to learn how to draw. Like,
I didn't know you could draw.
Not well at all.
I want to see.
But I didn't realize, like, you know, I went back into my closet and I found like my old like
sketchbooks
mouse like sketchbooks and like drawing like Goku
maybe
from Dragon
you'll
Ball
need
Z.
to help illustrate the second version of this.
No way, no. Because I mean, Kelly, that's Kelly's job. I can't do that. Kelly's the artist. Between the both of us, Kelly's the artist.
Kelly made that. Did you see that?
I did. I saw that. That looks like a Kelly ass picture.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah. Film is life.
Film is life. Life is film.
Life is film. Film is life.
Any other questions? Any other concerns?
No, that was it. I was like, oh my God, we're not going to be able to get through all these questions.
How is Facebook doing, guys? Nothing? We got nothing.
Yeah, I think we're good. We're at 55 minutes, so we should probably wrap it up.
Out of questions and out of a show, you guys. So thank you for whoever tuned in for a little bit. We're going to be posting this episode when? This Monday?
Yeah, this particular episode will go later.
Yes.
But we have something that's coming out Sunday at midnight. So
right, yes, we're gonna have some cool stuff heading your way in the next few weeks. So yeah, guys. Happy quarantine. Happy everything. Stay safe.
Dude, we did it on time. I'm so proud of us.
Oh yeah.
That was hard. That wasn't too bad.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that was great.
I thought we did a good job. We went live on time with minimal technical difficulties.
We did.
That's unheard of.
Oh God, I needed a pee so bad. I drank too much water. I was in pain from the very beginning.
Oh, that was fun.
It was fun. So we have.
What do we call this? This episode. Quarantine advice? I don't know. It's not really quarantine advice. Making a short film.
Making a short film. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, making a short film is good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cool.
Making a short film. And this is episode 2, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aww.
Was there anything you need from me, Christine?
Not yet. Just whenever this comes, just do the same thing. It was really helpful when you kind of put it in that timeline and just dropped me both.
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
Just make sure to upload it to Google Drive. The same thing you did last week.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
we did it.
Yeah, we did do it. How did you like the? I didn't get any feedback from you from the last one. Did you?